Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Gator's beach is approaching. It's nighttime. The denizens there are fast asleep. There's nothing to bother them on this wonderful afternoon, this evening. Maybe a little bit warm. Everyone's sleeping peacefully. Only the tavern has any lights in it as you approach, because the poor cook has arrived early to prep all the stew for the next day.
What was the population of Gator Beach?
300, maybe?
That's a lot.
It's spread out over a large area.
Yeah, I don't think we're not going to go to the town square. We're going to go to the Undertaker's house. See what's happening there. Now...
it has been burned to the ground. And it looks like someone has, sown the ground with salt in that area or something, because it's been recently plowed, and you can see furrows right over where it would have been.
All right, so at movement rate 14, I think this is into the next day when we would get there, isn't it? How long would it take?
Morning. Definitely.
It's morning? Yeah, so I think...
The sun is about to come up.
Yeah, in the early morning, we see Malcifer and his assembled 7 skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Actually 9, right? 7 plus 2 warriors.
Yes.
Standing on the salted earth where the Undertaker once stood.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to locate his corpse. Actually, I've probably got some necromantic divination abilities that I never use. Detect spirits. That's only undead. I need to detect potential undead. I want to find where they disposed of Zawzad, right? Because we just left him lying here, face bashed in for the Lord to handle, didn't we? And Theron and I headed back to Winter's Reach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there are those lovely jaguars around.
Somewhere out there.
And a graveyard. So I'm gonna search the area for any signs of this. So I'm gonna search the area around Gator Beach for bodies. Me and my 9 best friends. Let me know if I spot or are spotted by any villagers.
When you say you're looking for bodies, you're looking for warm bodies, right?
No. Well, but I want to find the necromancer's corpse. I was hoping to come here and make use of his facilities, but it's probably they buried his basement. It sounds like, right? There's a pile of
dirt and ash and
they've salted the earth, so it's not unlikely that I'm gonna be able to excavate it and reuse the laboratory or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But if you want skeletons, there's a graveyard here. You could dig those up, but there's a graveyard back home as well. So
those are fair enough.
So what are you looking for?
Then I guess it's mostly just Zawzad's corpse, find where they buried that necromancer, and then warm bodies.
And warm bodies, okay.
Or, the order doesn't super matter.
Give me a perception check. See if you can
so
scour
I guess I'll
the
see
area.
if they buried it, if there's disturbed dirt nearby, or if I don't see anything at first glance, I'll go to the graveyard and see if they would have put him there.
Yes, in the graveyard there is a fresh grave, and
Unmarked.
the headstone lays flat on the grave at the top of it, and it says Zawzad, and then below it says evil necromancer. Doomed for cursed to hell. I don't know if we have a concept of hell here. What would I say? Evil necromancer, do not disturb.
All right, well, I totally disturb. Skeletons dig, and we dig up the corpse of Zawzad.
There is indeed a coffin at the bottom of it that your skeletons can uncover and then pull out at your orders.
This must take some time. Are we spotted in the process?
By the time you're done, the sun will have come up. And in the daylight... God, no one spots you. The perception checks are bad. They have no idea.
Maybe the graveyard is,
there's not a good view of it from the.
Yeah, maybe they steer clear of it from now, right? There's this cursed necromancer buried there. Why the heck would you ever hang out near the graveyard?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we dig up the coffin.
Yep.
Pull that up to me. Come, set it here. And, the troop of skeletons drag the coffin out. Was it buried a full 6 feet down, or was it?
It was buried a full 6 feet down.
Covered with rocks or something? What did they do? Any precaution?
No, just regular buried. And the warning sign, of course. The verbal warning not to disturb it.
Yeah. Open it up. And I sort of step back, let the skeletons tear off the lid of the coffin. The booby-trapped or something?
Yeah, it's booby-trapped. There's no body in it. I'm just trying to figure out on the fly what sort of booby-trap a town of this size could make.
Unlikely that it's magical or anything, right?
Right. I would love an exploding corpse trap, but this backwater town doesn't have that level of thing. So inside instead is probably some sort of sprung. What would be awful to have? What would you fling at a person who's stealing a grave? Some sort of spores of some poisonous, some mushroom plant.
Maybe even something to mark, it could be some kind of exploding or a spring-trapped explosion that spews ink that would mark you.
Maybe ink and acid, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. It's ink and acid gets flung up in the air, splattering both of your adjacent skeletons.
And this might even be the warriors, huh? Who are smart enough to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Or would it be
I think the act of lifting the coffin up is something that needs some coordination, and your skeleton warriors can coordinate themselves automatically. Your other skeletons you have to coordinate specifically, and so one lifts sooner than the other, and the whole thing is awkward, and so the skeleton warriors are definitely lifting.
How much acid damage do my skellies take?
I think regular vial of acid is 2d4 damage, right?
Sure.
So they will both take 2d4. They'll burn for 4.
All right. We said those were regular skeletons?
Warrior skeletons.
Warrior skeletons, okay.
Yes.
It's fine. They'll recover in a couple of days anyways.
Yes.
But I cannot bear this offense. So we're going to go looking for warm bodies. We're going to march into the village or march to the nearest hut, bust in there, and demand to know where they have put Zazad the Necromancer's corpse. So what's nearby?
Nearby is the church. It's the closest building.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So me and my undead go sauntering towards the church.
Mm-hmm. Through the stained glass windows, you can see the priest or priestess sweeping the floor, unknowing that you're approaching. No idea at the danger that awaits her. You get to the front door of the
We don't go
sacred
through the front
ground.
door. No. Go get her. Keep her alive if possible. And I think my skeletons go crashing through the window. You said I saw her through a window, right? Is it a stained glass window?
It is a stained glass window.
Yeah, no, that window, they break the window and they just go diving in upon the...
The priestess gives a scream of terror as the skeletons burst through the window. Roll me initiative for the skeletons. Just a D10 for them. She'll roll a D10.
Ooh, slow. She runs for it.
She goes for the front door, screaming as the skeletons make their way into the church.
And Malcifer, I think, heads her off on horseback. I should roll Malcifer's initiative. Mm-hmm. At the same time. So I think she opens the front door to find Malcifer galloping around to the front of the church.
Mm-hmm. He stands there, rides there, bardish in hand.
Mm-hmm.
The priestess looks up. You're back!
Where is the necromancer? Where did you bury his body?
Fed it to the gators. Threw it in the swamp.
That's not the answer I wanted to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna... Yeah, we'll take her down. Yeah, so I'll attack her or ride her down if necessary. Is she running around, or does she stop? What's going on?
She stops to stare you down. She's a priestess. She's not intimidated by you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Really ought to be. I think I will strike at her from horseback.
Okay. Make me roll to hit. She's taking total defense.
Okay, so I get +1 for high ground. With total defense, I think her AC is about right. Total defense can bring it by. Is it up by 2 or up by 4?
You know, we've been playing this game for 20 years, Ryan, using the same skill set. We should know this by now, but I don't.
When has it ever been beneficial for a PC to take the total defense action? I actually thought about it in that last fight with Grimes to do a tumbling defense to boost my AC.
Ooh, that would be good.
Because I think I can get my AC to like 25.
Mm-hmm. Page 133 of the player's handbook.
I think it's by 2.
Characters parry all the time. When a character deliberately chooses... at the same time... In order to make it okay. At this point, all characters but warriors receive an AC bonus to half their level. That's why we don't use it. That's why. Yeah.
So it's +1 to AC.
Yeah.
Which is 11, which is what I rolled.
Yeah.
So she brings up her hand to like block it, but then I just hit her in the hand with the Bardish.
Yes. Warrior gets half level +1 for
6 points of damage.
Oh god, the priestess does not have a lot of life. Oh, she's got more than that. She's got 7. She survives. You cut deeply into her arm, maybe like hacking through the bone and letting it just sort of dangle there. She gasps in shock as your skeletons pull into the church behind her. And we should roll initiative again. She's gonna flee this time.
And since we're rolling it straight, my weapon speed doesn't matter.
Right.
I whirl around and I think I back attack her, right, if she's running for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I whirl around as if to let her go, and I guess I'll ready to let her flee and then make a back attack and ride her down.
Sure. What are your skeletons going at? They might get to her first.
Oh, yeah. I figured I wouldn't even roll for them because they're inside the church. 7.
No, they go at the same time. So I think
they just ransacked the church, right? They busted in through the window, they go piling in, and if there's anyone else in there, that's what skeletons I think will be drawn to.
Yeah.
I make a back attack at the priestess as she runs.
Yep.
20 plus 2 for back attack plus 1 for high ground is a 20.
Oh, God.
Ew. So she's not dead, right?
She's at -1. Yeah.
Bring the Bardish on her. And I will dismount and I will take her years of life. And the skeletons will ransack the church. Is there anyone else in the church?
There's no one else in the church yet.
Okay.
You gain 7.7 years from her.
Okay. Warriors. I stick my head in the church and assemble the skeletons. And we're going to go try and find another. You said 7 years?
7.7.
7.7. Ooh, that will bring me to an even 86. I'll assemble my skeletons and go looking for more warm bodies.
All right. There are a collection of houses nearby, and by now the sun is up.
I ride through the town. I think I just address the address the house fronts. Where is the necromancer? As I shout from atop my horse, leading an army of undead.
Nobody comes out to meet you until the sheriff, the replacement sheriff, who's now the real sheriff, Julian, appears down the hill near the center of town. You can see him shading his eyes against the rising sun because he's looking uphill towards you, towards the east. All right, he shouts back down to you. He shouts up to you. You there!
Mousefer gallops towards him.
You can see him bracing himself, pulling out a spear. You're that Lord Winter, aren't you?
Where did you, I ride up to him, not really answering. Where did you bury the corpse maker?
We threw him in the
Oh, they already said that. Yeah, I already knew that.
swamp.
Where in the swamp?
Fed him to the gators. You'll never find him. Are you in league with him? I see you've brought your skeletal warriors with you. Did he turn you, Lord Winter? Did he turn you into a monster like him?
No. But I may yet turn you into a monster. Pine Spur has broached war. Which side are you on?
He will run forward and hurl his spear at you.
All right. Go for it.
1d20 plus 2.
Plus 2?
You got. He's a sheriff. Yeah, he's level 3. You've got chain mail on, right?
Yep.
Oh! It catches in your chainmail and just falls limply to the ground at your feet.
And I, spur my horse on, and I collide with him.
He pulls out his short sword, but not before you get
a attack roll is a 20. Crit for 17 points of damage.
Third level fighter has. Oh god, he's perma-dead. He's at -10. Exactly.
No zombie Julian.
No zombie Julian. No, this is
yes,
Jason?
No, sorry, no, not stealing his soul. You can totally make a zombie out of a perma-dead guy.
Yes, but no soul sucking for Julian.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, Julian, it's one of those two. I can never remember which.
Mm-hmm.
Well. The rest of the town is not coming out.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is there I really wanted to raise back Zalzad. I wanted to fix his face with a jaguar face and make him my necromancer lieutenant. They fed him to the gators. I don't think there's any chance of recovering those bones from gator bellies. I'm going to trounce around the swamp hunting for gators. I think we're just going to sack Gator Beach and return to Winter's Reach. Yeah, so let's collect our bodies and head home. I think I can make a zombie here, right? If I can sack the general store and get a needle and thread or something, I can stitch up a zombie right here, right now.
Yeah, but when you go to sack the general store, it's locked. You have to bash it down or have your skeletons bash it down. And inside, cowering behind the counter with a crossbow loaded, is the keeper of the general store. Hands shaking, crossbow leveled at you. Get back! Get back! It's a big crossbow. It's like a heavy crossbow. He's only getting one shot with this thing. You'd have to stop and pull out a crank to reload it. But it's gonna be a heavy shot if it hits you.
Yeah, take your shot at me. As the skeletons tear down his boarded up door and flood in.
All right. Does 1d8 plus 1 damage if it hits. He has no attack bonus whatsoever. He fires a shot at you.
Gets caught in the chain. Not even ticking off my spirit armor, and the skeletons sort of tear the rest of the door out, and they flood on in. How many attack rolls should I make this round?
Maybe 2. He's behind the counter. It's awkward to get to him.
Yeah, maybe they... Okay.
Yeah. One reaches over the counter, one comes from the side. You get him. Oh, God, the poor shopkeeper.
6 points of damage.
He goes down, ripped to shreds by the skeletons. They gouge out his eyes, rip his
Leave him
teeth,
alone.
break
I
his
guess, yeah, I can't.
fingers.
Yeah, no, they tear him apart before I can get the soul out.
I mean, he had 2 HP, so he's at -4. You
Okay.
can probably stop him
Leave him
before
alone. Bring him to
enough.
me,
Yes.
and I'll take more years. I chop off his head.
You get 5.6 from this guy.
91.6. Nice. I'm looking much more vibrant.
Yes.
So I find some needle and thread in the shop and begin to prep zombies.
Excellent.
Each zombie, I think, takes a year of my life, and that's it. Right?
Yep. And are you still making the chisels on the temple again? Like cutting open the little flesh to get to the brain?
I'm using improvised tools here, right? So I think I'm just cutting into it with whatever knife I find in the general store. I mean, I've got my own, but I'm probably not going to bother dulling it, breaking bone.
Yeah.
So I think I cut back the flesh, bash into the skull. What do the higher level 3 zombies are? Animal zombies, right? And it does require 1 HP for a regular zombie, right? For an animal zombie, and 2 years. Some zombie crocodiles. All right, so I will. How many zombies are there here in town? Was there just 2? Oh, and then the priestess is 3.
Yes, you've killed 3 people in this town, so you could raise 3 zombies. You do so?
Yeah, I'm going to take off those 3 years, make 3 zombies here in the general store. And I think it's been a long night. We're going to make our way back to Winter's Reach.
You spend the rest of the day traveling then?
Yeah, we'll stop by the logging camp and pick up the bodies, the beheaded bodies that we left there on the way back.
Now with the zombies, you can
now
carry
with the zombies,
all
you can
5
do it,
of
although
them.
we're moving a lot slower.
It'll probably take you a day and a half then to get back to Winter's Reach because your zombies go so slowly.
Yeah.
So it'll have been like 2 days, 2.5 days.
1 day there, a day and a half. Yeah, it'll have been 2 days. Maybe Malcifer rides ahead and catches a quick nap at the logging camp while the zombies catch up.
Yeah. So this is 2.5 days of travel on top of a full day of activity.
Yeah.
So Malcifer must be exhausted by the time he comes home, not having slept in many days. But at the same time, the adrenaline rush of draining all these lives and gathering all these resources must be paying off. I do want to say that your warhorse, as well trained as it is, does get a little antsy around these creatures. You know, if you're just standing and the zombies and skeletons are nearby, your warhorse will like start scooting away.
Yeah.
But you can maintain control.
Yeah, I'll give it its space, right? So I'll often be hundreds of feet from the undead, shouting to them.
Excellent.
And I think in this case, even like I tell the zombies, head southeast to the logging camp. I'll meet you there, and I'll separate from them for an hour or so.
Well, you can't. They won't follow that sort of command. They're not smart enough to head to the logging camp. Needs advanced intelligence.
I give that command to the warrior skeleton and tell the zombie to follow the warrior.
Navigation. Okay, so you can't give a in specific location like that. You can say like, go 4 miles down this road and stop at the blah blah blah, but they don't have the same sort of like spatial navigation that you do.
Yeah.
So you can like get to it within vision and send them there, or leave them in a place.
So I'll command one of the warriors to move at a zombie-like shamble. Move at half your normal movement rate. That away across the plains. I can probably see a clear shot across the plain.
Right. Yeah. So you could say like,
meet me at the edge of the plain. Right.
Perfect. That'll do.
And then I'll tell the zombies follow the warrior.
There we go.
And so I can, in this way, ride ahead and then meet up with them at the edge of the plain.
Yes.
Gather them in the logging camp. Maybe we'll spend a night spend some time resting in the logging camp. I prep the bodies there to be turned into zombies.
Zombies. Yeah.
Zombies. Yeah.
So that's another
how
5
many
zombies.
Yeah,
On
there's
top
5
of
zombies.
your 2 more that you gathered. You have many zombies now.
Something like that.
Yes.
Winter's Reach, Zombos. So I go from 9 to 5 plus 3 plus 8. 8 new zombies, bringing me a total of 17 zombies, 7 skeletons, 2 skeleton warriors. Oh, and I forgot to figure out what happened to those skeleton warriors, but another quest for another day, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. My voicemail is calling me? Is that a thing? Is that possible?
Getting a call from yourself?
I'm getting a call from my voicemail. I don't know. I don't trust it. It's probably because of that link I clicked on. You make it back to Winter's Reach, exhausted. Your people have just continued on with their regular life. There's been no mention of anything coming from Pine Spur, although by now they've arrived there.
Yeah, I leave the zombies in the wood with the same command as the others. So there's, random zombie encounters in the woods around Winter's Reach. I have 17 zombies total, patrolling the woods.
Does that mean that people have been trapped in their houses for like 2 days?
They've been confined to the village, right? So I think like the zombies are, out hundreds of feet from the edge of the village. But if you wander out into the woods and you're not marked, there's zombies in them woods.
Right.
So hopefully no one died.
Okay.
Did anyone die?
I think maybe some people got chased to a door. Like someone went out in the woods to do their work. A zombie saw them and he like ran back to town. The zombie wanders into town and some of the marked people like hold the zombie back and corral it back into the woods. So your people have survived, but you need more marks for them.
Yeah. Don't have enough.
Enough years.
But I'll give out a few more if upon my return people are eager to be marked now that they've seen what benefit it incurs.
The hunters and the woodsmen and the gatherers definitely want the markings.
Yeah, so I'll return and we'll have another campfire ritual.
Excellent. How many more would you like to mark this time?
How many would like to be marked?
Everyone will volunteer eventually.
Let's do another 30, I suppose.
Excellent.
Are you manipulating my spreadsheet now?
I'm not. I'm just looking at it.
Okay.
I don't touch your spreadsheets.
They're too terrifying. All right, so I'll now have 59 marked villagers and 53 unmarked, right?
Oh, God. So many.
And let's see, Freddy's not marked. Oh, Lilith. Was Lilith marked? Has she not volunteered yet?
She was marked a long time ago.
Okay. Okay. She was, and the Bones family farm on the outskirts of town. I think they are all unmarked.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I think this is a good spot.
Yeah, why don't we...
Maybe this is where we want to wrap up this episode.
I was going to say, let's wrap it up here for today. I will need some preparation before our next session, or before we go any further, because it's been a few days, and once you're rested and back awake again, the people of Pine Spur are not resting easy. They are sending a new detachment. This time, not just some small house on the side. So we will probably have another mass combat next week.
Yes. Hopefully we've expanded our numbers enough to fend them off. Let's take... Is there any XP to take care of? We don't do XP. We've been doing milestone.
Yeah.
I am a level 3.
And I think your coming out party and all of this will bring you to 4.
Sweet. So that means a D6 HP to gain, correct?
Correct.
RD6. 6. Yeah.
At level 4, you will gain the abilities of Clairvoyance, Corpse Whisper, create shade and spiritual weapon.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, so clairvoyance allows you to see through the eyes of any one of your undead. That's going to need some clarification on it. Corpse Whisper will allow you to speak through one of your undead in the same way that clairvoyance does. Create Shade creates a shade, but you already have one shade in hiding storage.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spiritual Weapon creates a link between the spirit world and the material world using a weapon made from once living creature. For example, a bone knife would work as a conduit. This weapon drains life energy when it wounds a creature. The amount of energy it drains to spend depends on the weapon's size, effectively doubling damage of the weapon. For example, a bone dagger would do 1d4 physical damage and 1d4 necrotic damage. Casting the spell is quick and easy, just a prick of blood drawn with the weapon. Allowing the spell to be cast in the same round, the attack is going to be made. The weapon must be type slashing or piercing, as draining requires contact with the creature's blood to work. The effect lasts 1 round per year drained. And so when you cast it, you drain a number of years equal to how long you want this weapon effect to last.
That sounds fun. What do I need to do to get a spiritual bardish, spiritual executioner's axe? Does that need to be custom made?
Yeah, you would need the blade at least to be made out of once living material. Bone would be the most frequent, but I suppose you could use something else as long as it's once living organic matter. It could be wood, I suppose, but
it's got to be the blade. It's not just gonna be the handle.
Right.
So for now, maybe a knife. Sweet. My spirit armor has been upgraded, so my max HP is now 16. I'll recast spirit armor or whatever it takes to make it a 12 out of. I'll be at 12 out of 16.
If you recast spirit armor, you won't go to max HP, right? You'll still be at your percentage.
Yeah, I mean, when all is said and done, my level 4 spirit armor will take a fourth of my HP, bringing me to 12 out of 16 with 4 ticks of spirit armor.
Right. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't think there will be time in returning before you.
I was already at max out, so I've got a level 3 spirit armor. Is that what you're saying?
Right. So when you have level 3 spirit armor, your max HP is reduced until the spell duration
max
is
HP,
over.
It's just a quarter of your max HP.
Right, so you would have been at 12 out of 16 already, and if you recast Spirit Armor, you'll go down to 8 out of 16.
It sounds wrong. Okay. I think I should. I was down 3 HP from a level 3 Spirit Armor.
Right, and so you were at 3 out of 12, or okay. 3 out of 12, and then you gained 4, so we proportionally bring you up, so you're still
I'm at 12
down
out of 16, but it's only 3 charges of Spirit Armor.
Right, and then once the spirit armor is dismissed, you can regain HP, but to cast it right away again, you would lose 4 from your 12. Does that make sense?
I guess it makes sense. I don't like it, but I don't think there's any way around it. Well, I'll heal 1 HP or something, right? No, I guess not. It just seems weird to have a lower level of the spell taking away the same amount of HP as a new fresh level would. But I guess it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's whatever. We'll deal with it when we come back next week. All that remains to say or be said is that tomorrow is Akuba Nights. Saturday is Shenanigans. Sunday is our very last episode of Fro Fro. Probably.
Series finale. Probably.
Finale.
We're doing a...
We'll do a wrap up the week after.
Okay, so there'll be Fro Fro the next 2 weeks.
There'll be Fro Fro the next 2 weeks, but only one more week of gameplay.
Yeah.
Probably. And Monday is Matthew Berger's Art Hour, where he does his webcomic Vindicus. I can never remember its name. Victus. Yes.
Victus Mage.
And also, hopefully, we'll be doing some more artwork with him in the future. But that is that. We will see you guys around.
Yeah. Catch you next week. We may be changing schedule. It's a new quarter. I don't know. My schedule is not set in stone, but I don't know if Thursdays are going to work. Mm-hmm. So we will see when we can try and get a Dicing with Death next schedle. But should be sometime next week.
Yeah. Also, because I'm really, really bad at this and I hate doing this and it's dumb as hell. But if you like this content, you should like the videos and subscribe to them on YouTube. I know it's awful, but it is like good for supporting the
YouTube's-
content. I know it's awful. I
So
hate saying it. Please don't do
YouTube
it.
subscriptions even matter?
They do. The more subscriptions a channel has, the higher visibility they have when other people are looking for it, so the easier it is to get found by other people. Same thing with liking and commenting. It all helps to increase the visibility of your videos.
Wow.
So if you really like this stuff and you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and do that.
Smash those like buttons like the zombies you are.
I guess. It's strategically advantageous for me if you do that, so I would appreciate it if you did it on all of my videos for all time. But, you know, whatever.
That's your command, and right. And if you're truly an undead servant, you just keep doing that, right? Until the command changes.
Yeah. Or you know, Twitch subs or Patreon or all that other stuff. Whatever. I hate doing self-promotion. I'm really bad at it, so we're gonna stop it right now.
You're making this way more awkward than it had to be.
I feel so awkward asking the stuff off the top of the bat. I can't do it, Ryan. Can't shill. Can't. See you guys next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.